Hi, my name is Lena. Welcome to my channel, and this is Sagalong2023 time. And I'll leave links to my co-hosts in the info box because my life has been crazy. They're incredibly busy. I'm not sure who will be posting and who won't. And I don't want to pressure anyone. So let's just use hashtag Sagalong2023. And I'd like to share my thoughts on Grettir the Strong saga. It's a reread for me, and for me, it's a saga about a strongest man in Norway and Iceland, who becomes an outlaw. Uh, so the saga starts long before Grettir is born. It starts with his great-grandfather Onund, who fought against Harald Fairhair and lost. Harald became a king of Norway, and Onund had to flee Norway, and all his lands were confiscated. So Onund had to flee to Iceland. Unfortunately, by this time, Iceland had already been settled, and there weren't much land left. But Onund's friend Erik Beery, a wealthy landowner, gifted him some land with a coastline, which was very important because driftwood was used in Iceland for building purposes. So Erik gifted his friend some land with a coastline. Unfortunately, there were no legal documents supporting Onund's claim to the land and to the flotsam. Apparently, the word of Erik was enough for both of them, but it wasn't so for their children. And when both Erik and Onund were dead, their children fought for the right to this land, and lots of people died. So Onund's sons, Grettir's grandfather included, made some enemies in Iceland as well. Grettir's father, Asmund, he didn't want to farm. He took up sailing and trading, and he became a wealthy man himself, and then he became a farmer. He was married twice. First time he married in Norway. I cannot pronounce the name, I'm sorry. But his first wife died, and he left in Norway some land and a son, Thorstein, who was Grettir's eldest half-brother. So the family have some lands and a relative in Norway. Then Asmund came to Iceland, back to Iceland, and get married for the second time to Asdis. And by her, I'm so sorry, he had 4 kids. 2 of them were boys. The eldest, Atli, and Grettir. Grettir was a very, very difficult kid. These things he'd done in order not to work and to spite his father. If he had done half of them nowadays, he would have been psychologically evaluated. He would have been probably medically treated, and he might have been committed. In short, he was extremely violent and cruel. Nevertheless, he grew up, but he didn't want to work, and he didn't follow his father's footsteps. He didn't want to sail and to trade and to earn money. All he was interested in were heroic deeds, something that would have showed off his incredible strength and valor. And he became famous very soon. He was still a very young man, and he was rumored to be the strongest man in Norway and Iceland. And I think it was his bad luck. I remember telling that his luck had changed at some point, but I think he was unlucky from the very start. This fame was his bad luck, because some people would have challenged him. Some people challenged him. Some people didn't believe him to be the strongest man in Iceland and Norway. He was very young still. So his bad luck took him to Norway, and he made some very good friends there. Unfortunately, he killed a man there. A man who had annoyed him for a very, very long time, who belittled him, who made cruel pranks on him, who was asking for it. But there was a choice. Grettir could have had money from this man, this Bjorn. But Grettir decided to fight him and to kill him. And he kills this man because Grettir is extremely strong. So that leads to a blood feud. Bjorn has brothers, and those brothers want to avenge Bjorn, and they attack Grettir, and Grettir has to kill them, one after another. Unfortunately, one of the brothers was a favorite bodyguard of Jarl Sweyn, who I believe was acting as regent at the time. So this Jarl Sweyn wants Grettir dead. He doesn't want to have money for the brothers. He wants Grettir dead. And he had to settle for Grettir being banished to Iceland, because Grettir's eldest half-brother, Thorstein, and his friend, oh my god, I'm so sorry, they all are derivative from Thor, all the names. I think it was Thorfinn. So those two Vikings, they gather lots of people to support Grettir, and Jarl Sweyn didn't want to kill so many of his own men, so he had to banish Grettir. I know it's not as interesting as the story of Grettir fighting some undead Viking for his marvelous sword, or a story of Grettir saving a household full of women from outlaws and berserks, and some other stories about Grettir. But it's very important, I think, for the saga, because it leads this line. It leads to Grettir being outlawed. It leads to him to his fate, and I think that's all. And I'm looking forward to watching videos of my co-host. I'm sorry, it's been a while. I'm sorry for my English. Thank you for watching. Good luck and happy reading. Bye.